Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Paterson Board of Adjustment meeting of August 6, 2020. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The notice requirement of the Open Public Meeting Law has been satisfied with respect to this meeting, specifying the time, date, and location, including the annual notice adopted at the reorganization meeting of the board. Filed with the city clerk of the city of Paterson, posted in City Hall, and mailed to at least 2 newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the law. Chairman Paterson, I will now call the roll. Commissioners, someone's mic is on. I'm hearing a lot of noise here. What is that? Okay, thank you. Commissioners, Commissioner Dumas?
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Furman?
Present.
Commissioner Hodges? Absent. Commissioner Levine? Absent. Commissioner Minauro?
Present.
Commissioner Rohim?
Present.
Commissioner Watkins?
Present.
And Chairman Thaxton?
Present.
Okay. We have 6 commissioners in attendance and 2 absent. We'll begin by reading the agenda. Thursday, August 6, 2020. Notice pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act addressing effect of coronavirus measures on the next public meeting. Consistent with the coronavirus-related restrictions of Executive Order Number 107 given on Saturday, March 21st, 2020, by Governor Philip T. Murphy, the Board of Adjustment of the City of Paterson will not conduct in-person participation of the public at all future meetings until further notice. However, public participation will be available by means of communication equipment pursuant to NJSA 10-4-8, commencing on Wednesday, April 23rd, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. Though there may potentially be a practical need for a limited number of administrative, technical, or other city personnel to be present in or near the council chambers, 3rd floor, City Hall, 155 Market Street, Paterson, New Jersey, in-person participation of the public is prohibited. Nevertheless, for reasons of compliance with the said Executive Order Number 107, public participation will be available by calling 1-973-321-1579. Meeting ID number 711-680-0071. Board of Adjustment special meeting of Thursday, August 6, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. on the date and time that the meeting is scheduled to commence. The public may also participate in the meeting by accessing the website of the City of Paterson, www.patersonnj.gov, and following the email link for the meeting, www.patersonnj.gov/Board of Adjustment. On Thursday, August 6th, there will be a special meeting of the Paterson Board of Adjustment, which will be held at 7:30 p.m. via webinar session. The following matter will be heard. Florida Estate, LLC, 264-272 Florida Avenue, Block 7603, Lot 4. Application to subdivide a 125-foot by 150 feet, equaling 18,750 square feet, lots into 3 separate lots, and then construct a 2-story, 2-family dwelling with a basement. Each lot will be 41.67 feet times 150 feet, or 6,250 square feet. The minimum lot size to construct a 1-family dwelling in R1 zone is 50 feet by 100 feet, or 5,000 square feet. The applicant proposes a 2-story, 2-family dwelling with a 2-car garage, full bathroom, and basement area on the ground floor. The first and second floors will each contain a 3-bedroom apartment. The applicant is providing 6 parking spaces of the 12 parking spaces that are required. This is for minor subdivision, use, bulk, and site plan in an R1 zone. Is the applicant present?
The applicant is ready and present and would like to address the board with regard to the proceedings.
Thank you, and there are objectors on the line.
Right. Mr. Chairman, good evening. On our account on behalf of the applicant, based on what appears to be during the course of the prior to the meeting discussion, it was determined that there are 6 commissioners available for tonight's meeting, and the applicant respectfully would ask that this matter be carried until a regular meeting date, when at that time we would hopefully have 7 live members of the board available, and perhaps we would be back meeting in council chambers at that point. We would appreciate the board considering that request. Thank you.
Chairman Daxton and Commissioners, the date for this matter to be carried.
Before you do that,
Yes.
if you'll open it up to the objectors, see if they have any comments or questions.
Sure, absolutely. One moment, it will take us a few minutes, and there is a delay, so just give a moment, okay? Thank you.
No,
Go ahead, I'm sorry, I'm listening.
that's right. I just want to make sure that hopefully they heard that it's a request for an adjournment at this time.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them, so I don't know if you want them each to speak, or how
Well,
you gonna do this?
my position would be that it's a request for an adjournment, but whatever the board thinks is necessary.
Well, Madam Secretary, what was the date again?
October 8th.
October 8th. So that's the date, so let's just see if they have any issues with the date, let's just give them the opportunity to be heard real quick if they need to be heard.
It's not gonna be quick, but I'm just gonna get them on one by one moment.
If you can get one spokesman.
Yeah, you don't have to get a call, just if somebody needs to talk, that's all.
There is no spokesman because everybody's calling individually. Now, what I can do is I can speak to them in the other room, but you must wait a few minutes.
Right.
Hopefully we just.
That would be easier if I screen the call first.
Right, that would be just with the understanding that it's simply a matter of an adjourned date that's suitable and acceptable.
All right, thank you. One moment. Okay, usually I'm listening to the IT, he texts them and then tells them to call in. So we're gonna have to be very patient because it's gonna take us a few minutes. Okay?
Okie dokie. Mr. Vaca, while that process is ongoing, and I understand you made the comment that the only issue would be the suitability of the date and availability. At this point then, we cannot adjourn until we hear from each and every one of those commissioners? Would that be the status?
I mean, she's gonna check with them all, I mean, they might not have anything to say, right? So like, when we adjourn it, when we're live,
Yeah.
we address it, then we let them know afterwards that that's the date, they're not gonna get any further notice, sometimes they have questions, they're confused about it, you know what I mean? So I don't wanna just, because we're here on Zoom and they're not here,
Right.
just cut them out.
Oh, of course.
I wanna make sure that there's no concerns, and we don't have to answer any questions.
Right, so, okay, so she's talking to them off the record about the proposed adjourn date.
Yeah, like I said, they may have no questions or no concerns, or maybe she'll answer them, but like,
Okay. Okay,
I think it's appropriate just to make sure
oh, yeah,
before we move on.
sure, till we close the meeting, sure, yeah, or set the date, yeah.
I mean, I think since we went virtual, this is the first time we've had 6 objectives.
I think so. Maybe one,
Not a couple, I think once or twice, but.
maybe once. You finished? Hmm? No.
Okay, I spoke to each individual, caller, so, everyone seems to be okay with October 8th. And I think it would be a great suggestion since it's being carried. Can you be notified, Mr. Maricalda?
Well, at this point, I don't think it's a necessity. I would defer to Mr. LaRocca. It's being carried from an open meeting. However, if there are any modifications in the plan, I would certainly do so.
What I can do is mail them the agenda. When I do the agenda, I'll mail it over to them.
Marco's cut off.
Marco?
Marco, I think you're
I apologize, for some reason, my mute button. Yeah, for some reason, my mute button, can you hear me or no?
Now we can hear you. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
we hear you well now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, I was having a problem with the mute button, but,
Okay.
no, you don't have to notice. I
Right.
mean, the meeting's open, the date's October 8th, there will be no further notice that whoever's watching, anybody in the public, added to notice. Again, obviously, if there's substantial modifications that warrant new notice, that create notice issues, that's regardless if you open or didn't open.
I agree.
Otherwise, you're covered. You open up this meeting,
Right.
that is the date, you do not have to do notice.
Right.
I'll just, on my end, I'd like to send them a, agenda once I get it done. I can mail that.
That's fine, that's nice, but that's not the applicant's requirement.
But we will, statutory requirements are waived through the October 8th meeting, and if there are any changes with respect to the status of the application, I'll be working with the board secretary right away, and I appreciate her efforts in working with the members of the public.
You're welcome. This matter has been carried, Florida Estates LLC, 264-272 Florida Avenue, Block 7603, Lot 4, has been carried to October 8th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m.
Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting this evening. Have a nice evening and stay safe. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.